Hello everyone, my name is Dustin Vance, and this is my presentation for Advanced Concepts 5, the Lemon Electrochemical Cell Fire. First, I'm going to play a video of the experiment and what happened, and kind of talk about it along the way. So here, I have a lemon with the 6 zinc nails and 6 copper pins. I have wires attached trying to do a positive and negative lead. I tried multiple configurations. I tried 2 different lemons. I tried structuring the nails and pins in different orders. I made sure that each lemon had plenty of juice because the acid within the lemon is very important. Tried to string the wires different ways, and nothing I would do would get any sort of reaction. And just to make sure that it wasn't the steel wool, I applied a battery just to see what was supposed to happen, just to make sure that the steel wool wasn't a point of failure. I tried this experiment multiple times and I just could not get the proper outcome despite multiple attempts. Even though my experiment didn't succeed, I can still explain what was supposed to occur within the experiment. The reason why I mentioned that the juice was so important was because the citric acid is supposed to react with the zinc nails and create free electrons. Once those electrons are free, they're supposed to flow towards the copper pins, and that is where they can be picked up by the wires. That is why the wires need to be strung together, helps create an electrical current, and then having those 2 wires with leads exposed is what will allow it to sort of create a surge within the steel wool. So there are several components here that could have went wrong, and I will address those shortly. But that is what was supposed to happen. The intent was to create some free energy, create an electrical circuit, and then create a little bit of a short in that circuit to generate heat within the steel wool. So even though I explained what the lemon is supposed to do and how the battery works, that doesn't exactly explain why the steel wool itself catches on fire. The reason the steel wool catches on fire is because the electrical current heats up the iron, and as the iron heats up, it can react with the oxygen in the air around it, and that can allow it to catch fire. It doesn't always catch fire. Sometimes it will just heat up and glow and produce energy in the form of light if it does not fully catch flame. But the intent of the electrical current is allowing those strands to heat up so they can react with the oxygen within the surrounding air. Now I'd like to discuss a few areas of where things could have went wrong. As mentioned, the lemon is one of the factors. It could have caused some sort of issue, but I think this is unlikely. I cannot foresee any point where the lemon was the weak area because I cut them open. There was plenty of juice. They seemed fresh. So I do not think the lemon was the problem within the experiment. I think the nails were likely the primary issue. I am severely limited in funds right now, so I was unable to order nails and I had to go to the store. I got nails that were supposedly zinc plated, and they had a slightly different appearance to those within the video, so I have a strong feeling that the zinc was not sufficient for this experiment, but the copper pins are another possible weak point, as they were a brass alloy. They were the closest I could find, and a brass alloy does have copper in it, but it's unsure of how much copper or if it was good enough to conduct electricity, so that could have been another point of failure. And another major point of weakness in my eyes was the wire. It was a very cheap low gauge wire. Unfortunately, like I mentioned, I am limited on funds at the time, so when I went to the store, I got a pack of wires that are meant to test different leads, and it was very cheap wire. And once I started connecting the nails to the pins with that wire, I had to peel a lot more of the rubber coating than I had liked, and I feel like this was a major point of failure. So I think the primary issue was the combination of low quality wire with likely unlikely zinc nails. As I said, they said they were zinc plated, but I'm unsure of that. It was from a general Harbor Freight style store. So I think those were my two major quality control issues that caused the experiment to fail. And I don't think the steel wool had anything to do with it whatsoever, especially where I tested it with a battery at the end, just to show what the reaction was supposed to look like. So there were several areas in this lab that could have been improved if I got better supplies or if I had if I had access to the proper materials. But overall, I was still able to, conclude what was supposed to happen and feel like I explained that well. I would just like to take time to thank you for watching this presentation. I do apologize that this experiment failed, but I hope I still gave proper explanation on what was supposed to occur and showed that I understood where my failures were, and if I had the proper materials, I do think I could produce a desirable result for this lab. So, thank you for your time.